Well, thanks very much for joining us again. Right, I've been talking about this for a little while and I've mentioned it before in another video. So the time has come to have a look at this pen in a lot more detail. The pen I'm talking about is very unusual for me. For those of you that know me, I don't have an awful lot to do with vintage pens. Not out of any, well, no particular reason other than the fact that I don't know an awful lot about them. And I know I say this a lot, I'm no expert in pens, you know, and occasionally I get sort of comments that I get things wrong, and I do. I'm human, I get things wrong, I get information wrong. This is just my experience using pens. It isn't about, you know, I hope that you can all learn something along the way, and you know, obviously that these videos are valuable to you, but they're not about me telling you about the intricacies of the various pens and so on. There are people far, far, far more knowledgeable than I am on that. I am learning though as I go along. But this is a vintage pen, and I have two and a half, the half I'll tell you about another time as to why that's a half consideration. But I've mentioned this gentleman before, Bartek. He's based over in the States and he goes on Instagram as @acoustic pens, and he sent me two vintage pens to have a look at. A Schaefer Snorkel, which I've already reviewed and you'll be able to see in my sort of catalogue of videos, and I absolutely love that pen. I've fallen in love with Schaefer pens, in particular, you know, Schaefer nibbed pens, particularly the vintage sort of those there. But he also sent me a Parker Vacumatic, very much a classic as far as vintage pen collection is concerned, and very grateful for that. An absolutely beautiful, stunning looking pen, and with, you know, just so much history behind it. And this is the pen that I'm talking of. So this is the Parker Vacumatic, and just stunning. I think they call it golden pearl. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you this in a bit more detail, but the excitement behind all of this is the fact that I am giving this pen away. Bartek has been very, very gracious in saying that I could give one of these pens away to the viewers, and this is it. So somebody watching this video or following my Instagram channel is going to be able to get and win this pen. This is also going to be the sort of relaunch of my website. For those of you that sort of see, I do have a website which is www.thepenandink. I don't know why we say www, everything starts with that. It's thepenandinkwell.com. But I haven't posted anything on that website for probably 18 months. So, you know, it just, as the videos got busier, I didn't have time to maintain the website as well. But I'm going to. So I'm going to relaunch, and this is going to be part of that relaunch, is this, the giveaway of this pen. So you'll have a few opportunities to enter to win this on this video, on my Instagram channel, and on my website. It is a wonderful, wonderful giveaway. A very, very kind, generous giveaway, which is amazing, and somebody's going to be very, very, very lucky to have this. I'm going to stop talking about it this way, so I'm going to let you see this in a bit more detail. I'm going to let you know what I think about it, I mean, about this pen in sort of general, and you can see what you have the opportunity to win. So I'll see you in just 2 seconds. So welcome back. So we have the Parker Vacumatic here to have a look at. Let me just get my notes, sorry, to the side here so that I know what I'm talking about to you. Sorry, should have been prepared in advance really. Right, okay, so let's go a little closer. This is the Parker Vacumatic, and this is a golden pearl. So this is a celluloid pen, and the only celluloid pen that I actually own at the moment. Not that I own it, it's the only one that I have in my hands and in my collection right now. So from what I've been told, and again, as I said, I'm no expert, this is a standard model, it's a blue diamond model. From what I have read and information, meant that when they first started manufacturing these Parker, the blue diamond models, Parker then sort of said that they would look after them sort of, you know, for life. I think that's gone by the wayside a little bit now, but they obviously had an awful lot of confidence in their product. So let's look at details on this. It's a small pen. There is no getting away from the fact that this is a small pen. And for me, it's a little it's a little too small, but you know, it is a small pen. It is, measurements wise, it's 128 millimeters with the cap on. So if I sort of look at comparison, it's my Schaefer Legacy, you'll see that this is a little pen. Without the cap, it's 119 millimeters, and posted is 146. So for me to use it, I tend to have to post it. Width, it's 11 millimeters here, and it goes down to 8 at the grip section. So let's have a look at its beauty, and I hope this sort of comes up. So this gorgeous pattern on here, this golden pattern, is just unbelievable. You see the join there from the celluloid, but it doesn't bother me. It's actually the first time I've noticed that on the cap. So if we have a look at the band around the cap, you see there's got this triangular sort of design around it, which matches the top of the clip here. The clip is very, very functional. So this pen dates back to sort of late 1940s. So considering that this pen is now 70 years old, it is in absolutely immaculate condition. So the finial, we've got a black cap at the finial here, gold trim around the pen, and then the bottom is just domed off from there. So if we take this off, what we've got then is the cap to hide the Vacumatic system. So we twist this bottom end off, which highlights then the Vacumatic filling system. So you essentially put the nib into the ink and you press this down 5, 6, 7 times, and it fills the inside of this pen up with your desired ink. So let's take the cap off and let's have a look at this in closer detail. So screw cap, and then we've got a 14 karat gold nib on here, and this is an extra fine. So the nib is absolutely beautiful. You can see here, there's my notes that I've written out. Let me just go out, which I wrote with this pen. So, you know, beautiful line from that. So if we have a look at this ink, again, it has that sort of, I don't know if it'll pick it up. I think so. It has that sort of, you know, leafy line design on the nib there. So it says Parker USA. Feed there, beautiful condition. But as I said, this, for me, the only negative I have about this pen is this grip section. It's so short for me, and I know this is just me because I have, you know, these nails that can get in the way or can be a bit long, and yes, I could cut the nails and it would probably be fine, but for me it sort of gets in the way a little bit. You can post the pen and it makes it a nice length. Just for me, the grip section on this means that my fingers are pretty much on the nib, and for me that's a bit of an issue for long sort of term writing, but it writes like an absolute dream. But as I said, this isn't for me because I'm actually going to give this away. So I'm going to do a quick writing sample for you now, so you can see how this writes. So this is Parker Vacumatic, and this is an extra fine gold nib, and the ink, in case you're wondering, is KWZ Honey. So as you can see, it is super smooth. I've had no issues. This has been lovingly restored by Bartek, and he's done a wonderful job. I haven't had any issues whatsoever with this nib. Line variation, yes, you can get some line variation out of that nib, you know, which is good to know. You can write upside down on it if you're on an even finer line, but as I say, that's there. So this, as I said, I'm giving away. Just zoom in so you can see that a little closer. There. Details will be below for this. You'll be able to see how to enter to get this, to win this pen. It'll be open worldwide. I'll post it anywhere, but it'll be available to be won on here on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram channel, and at my website. So please head on and have a look. Good luck. Any comments, please like the video as well, please. Any comments, please leave below, and I'll get back to you all and see you all again soon. Bye.